Right, hello. This tutorial is going to be a follow-up to the video that I shared about the different types of division problems. And this tutorial is going to have to do with how to interpret the remainders in a division problem. So oftentimes when you do division, there will be a remainder, meaning that you cannot fit any more of the divisor into the amount that's left over. And so that's considered a remainder. But depending on the type of story problem that you're dealing with or the type of real world problem that you're dealing with, you need to use that remainder in one way or the other. So I'm going to talk to you about the two different ways that you need to interpret the remainder. So let's look at problem A on the left-hand side of the screen. You are having 55 people over for your end of quarantine party. And soda comes in packages of 12 cans. How many packs of soda will you need for everyone to have one soda? So what we're going to do first is we're going to identify what our dividend is, what number is getting divided. And that would be how many people are at the party. So how many people are at the party? 55 people. So now we're going to figure out what our divisor is. And that is how many sodas come in a package. How many sodas come in a package? According to the problem, it is 12. So our division problem is 55 divided by 12. Next, as we know, we can construct a ratio table to help us with the with what iterations we're going to use in order to break this problem down. So 1, 2, 10, and 5 are our standards. You can add others if you want to. And we're going to put a P for package and an S for soda there. So we know if we buy one package of soda, that is 12 cans. 2 would be 24. 10 packages would be 120 cans. And 5 would be 60 cans. Now, with our divisor being 55, we know that 120 is too much, so we can take that off of our ratio table and ignore it. The next thing we can look at is, well, 60 is larger than 55, but I'm going to leave that there, and we'll come back to that in a moment. So when we look at what we have here, which number on our ratio table is closest to 55 without going over? And that would be 24. And so that is two groups of 12. So we'll put our two groups of 12 over here. And we will put 24 down below and subtract. And we will get 31. Okay, now as we look again, we can use two more groups. And we can subtract 24. And that would leave us with 7. Now, 12 does not fit into 7, so 7 would technically be our remainder. We would add up our groups that we've already put together, which is 4, and we would have a remainder of 7. Now, what does the remainder mean in this problem? Think about this. You have bought 4 packages of soda, so that means you would have bought two groups of 24, which is 48. So you have 48 cans of soda. So this 7 does not mean you have 7 cans left over. It means right now you have 7 guests that are going without soda. So what does that mean for this problem? The question says, how many packages of soda will you need? So it looks like that's why I left the 5 here. You are going to need to buy a 5th package of soda. You'll have some extras, but it is at a party, it is better to have a few extra cans left over than to have guests go without soda. So that is how that problem is solved and how that remainder is interpreted. If we look at the next problem, problem B, we have Tommy, and Tommy has $2.87 in his pocket. And he's walking over to the Maverick and he wants to buy some Airheads. The Airheads cost 25 cents a piece, and he has $2.87 in his pocket. the question that the problem is asking is, how many Airheads can he buy? And how much money will he have left over, if any? So let's start with our dividend, which is how much money he has in his pocket. So how much money does he have in his pocket? $2.87. I'm going to leave the decimal point out just to ease any confusion, because $2.87 is the same as 287 cents. We'll also leave the decimal point off of the 25 cents. Now let's construct our ratio table. 1, 2, 10, and 5. And we will put A for Airheads, C for cost. 1 Airhead costs 25 cents. 2 Airheads costs 50 cents. 10 Airheads costs $2.50. And 5 Airheads would be $1.25. Okay, so let's take a look at what we have on our ratio table. Which group would be closest to 287 without going over? If you said 10 groups, good for you. He is going to be able to buy a good amount of Airheads here. And so if he buys 10 Airheads, we're going to subtract 250, which is going to leave us with 37 Airheads. So this is now too big. This is now too big. So we'll eliminate those. The two more Airheads is too much also, so we'll get rid of that. So that only leaves him money enough to buy 1 more Airhead. So we'll put that down there, and we will subtract 25. And that leaves us with a total of 12 cents. Now, in this case, the remainder is exactly that. The remainder is what is left over. He is able to purchase 11 Airheads, and the remainder of 12 is how much money he has left over. So, depending on the type of problem you are trying to solve, sometimes it means you have to get 1 extra unit in order to meet the needs, like you don't want party guests to go without their soda. In the case of purchasing, you might need to, you just interpret the remainder as the change that you have left over. So that is how we interpret remainders. Thank you.